Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Status Quo, chapter, chapter 14, Pregnancy of the Tea in the Evening, verse number 32. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी हरि ओम तत्सत् someone can share 3, 14, 20 and 32. 3, 14, 32. अत उपस्पृश्य सलिलम् प्राणान् आयम्य वाग्यतः ध्याययान् जजापविरजम् ब्रह्मज्योति सनातनम् अत उपस्पृश्य सलिलम् प्राणान् आयम्य वाग्यतः ध्याययान् जजापविरजम् ब्रह्मज्योति सनातनम् अत उपस्पृश्य सलिलम् प्राणानायम्य वाग्यतः ध्याययान् जजापविरजम् ब्रह्मज्योति सनातनम्. Word to word translation. Ata, thereafter, upasprasya, touching or taking bath in water, salilam, water, pranan ayamya, practicing trance, vak yataha, controlling speech, jayam, meditating, jajapa, chanted within the mouth, virajam, pure, brahma, gayatri hymns, jyoti, effulgence, sanatanam, eternal. Translation by Srivenge C.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Gopal ki jai. Thereafter, the Brahmanas took his bath in the water, controlled his speech by practicing trance, meditating on the eternal effulgence and chanting the holy Gayatri hymns within his mouth. Please repeat. Thereafter, the Brahmana took his bath in the water and controlled his speech by practicing trance, meditating on the eternal effulgence and chanting the holy Gayatri mantras within his mouth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As one has to take bath after using the toilet, so one has to wash himself with water after sexual intercourse, especially when at a forbidden time. Kashyap Muni meditated on the impersonal Brahmajyoti by chanting Gayatri mantra within his mouth. And the Vedic mantra is chanted within the mouth so that only chanter can hear. The chanting is called japa. But when such mantras are chanted loudly, it is called Kirtana. The Vedic hymn Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare can be chanted both softly to oneself or loudly. Therefore, it is called the Mahamantra or the great hymn. Kashyap Muni appears to be an impersonalist, comparing his character with that of Thakur Haridasa as referred to above. It is clear that the personalist is stronger in sense control than the impersonalist. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita as Param Društva Nivartate. That is, one ceases to accept lower grade things when one is situated in a superior condition. One is supposed to be purified after taking bath and chanting Gayatri. But that Mahamantra is so powerful that one can chant loudly or softly in any condition, and he is protected from all evils of the material existence. So, Jnanatimirandasya Gnananjanasakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langete Grim Yatkrupa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dayataram Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Eswaram. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Thank you all for joining. So, we're discussing Canto 3, Chapter 14, verse number 32, Pregnancy of Diti in the evening chapter. So, we'll just quickly run through the sections and then we'll run through the purport points, important points in the chanting of the holy name, glories of the holy name. Then we'll try to understand this verse. In the verse, is, two things are mentioned, the purifying and the Brahman effulgence. We'll try to cover those aspects. If time permits, we'll talk about glories of Sita Maharani. Tomorrow is our appearance there, but we'll see how time goes. So there are total 51 verses are there, and Vidura is asking the question. Hiranyaksha, original demon, was slain by the same Lord. What was the reason of for the fight between the demon king and Lord Bor, while the Lord was lifting the earth? I'm not satisfied. Please speak more and more to a devotee who is faithful. That was the question. So the many sections. 1 to 4, Vidra's further question, determination to hear more, desire to hear, and greed. That was the main thing we have to learn. Accept favorable things for Lord and Guru service. Then 5 to 6 is source of liberation. 7 to 15 is Asat Krishna, material enjoyment, Indriya Tarshana, Diti's appeal for union, begetting children. That is the third section. And then fourth section, we have 20, 16 to 21, Kashyapa, henpecked husband. And 22 to 23 is inauspicious time, need to wait patiently. Then 24 to 29, glorification of Lord Shiva, which is also, this is a I heard recently. So the in the morning when we do chanting, that is the Brahma Muhurta time. In the evening time, especially between the dusk around that time, it is called Shiva Muhurta. Lord Shiva is going with the associates. So it's a nice thing to know. 24 to 29 is glorification of Lord Shiva. So 30 to 36, today's verse is falling in this section. 30 to 36, uncontrollable desire or strong urge, and later verses in the same section is repentance of forbidden action, repentance by Diti. And then the 37 to 41 is results of union, inauspicious time, polluted mind, or negligence of orders. And then 42 to 43 is Diti's request for protection. And then 44 to 51 is Kasyapa's blessings, like benediction, are results of proper deliberation, or glories of Prahlad Maharaj. So in this way, this section is laid out. So Prabhupada is very clearly mentioning about the glories of the holy name, chanting the Maha Mantra is very important. So I'll try to cover that where in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is explaining that, and Parikshit Maharaj, when he's about to die in 7 days, and he's asking Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami immediately he asked what to do, what not to do. And so he covered what not to do in the beginning, but then what to do. Then there he is explaining one must chant and hear and remember the personality of Godhead. Then he mentions etad nirvidyamananam ichyatam apto vayam yoginam nrupanirnitam harer namanu kirtam. Always it has been explained that by all the pandits, all the extraordinary souls, that constant chanting of the holy name is the way to deliver a living entity from all kinds of desires and of everything. Whether one who has a yogi or a karmi or a Jnani or Bhakta, either way, for all of them, chanting the holy name of the Lord is the way. And how do we know? So, as long as we remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead throughout our life, and that especially the test will be given at the end of life, and we are giving up this body. एतावान् साङ्ख्ययोगाभ्याम् जन्मलाभ परपुंसम् अन्ते नारायण स्मृति. So one must remember the personality of God. Not able to remember, that means we haven't actually practiced properly. So that's why the chanting of the holy name is the most important method and the most effective method for this Kali Yuga. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is stressing this further point also in Chaitanya Charitamrita in multiple places. Um the five out of many limbs of devotion service. Bhajanera Madhye Sreshta, Bhajanera Madhye Sreshta, Krishna Prema Dite, Bhajanera Madhye Sreshta Navaveda Bhakti, Krishna Prema Krishna Dite, Mahasakti. Very powerful. Out of so many limbs of devotion service, Navaveda Bhakti is the topmost, which gives prema, Krishna prema, and it has great potency. And we can see that great potency in so many examples. By simply hearing, by oral reception, Srimad Bhagavatam begins with this point, is giving various angles of vision, how anybody from any background can perfect their life. Narada Muni doesn't have anybody. He was a small child. He was the son of a Sudrani. He didn't have any qualification whatsoever. That is one set of example. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the spiritual master of Vyasadeva. That's how Bhagavatam begins from that angle. So we can look at Narada Muni's example, why it is beginning with that. Bhagavatam begins after question answers on incarnation, fourth chapter. Because second chapter is setting the scene for whole Srimad Bhagavatam, divinity and divine service. What is the characteristics of the Supreme Lord and relationship and everything, and then how to get there, how to attain Him is explained in 14 verses, wonderful verses. And then example, what is the example? Where is the example? Can you show me? This Narada Muni's example. What did you do? Only two things. Just simply tasting the remnant and hearing with rapt attention without any chanting the holy name. Also, we have to hear with rapt attention while we are chanting crystal clearly. So there it is mentioned Uchitta Lepan Anumojitvat Vijay Sukritasma Munjasma Apasta Kilbishai. By simply tasting the remnants with permission of this Bhakti Vedantas during the Chaturmas period, which is coming up from July to mid November. Very important time, how to perform austerity in attaining Krishna, how to in favorable to Krishna, not so much for the body, but actually perfecting the chanting, perfecting or worshipping the deity, perfecting serving the devotees, recognizing a Vaishnava. All these are the aspects. Austerity means this is austerity, not so much about the body. That is not, that is secondary aspect. That will naturally will come. That we don't need to worry so much about it. So then Narada Muni, after tasting remnants and hearing with rapture, Tatran Vaham Krishna Katha Pragayatam Anugrahena. Anugrahena means is receiving mercy because he is hearing, sitting in the front, whether he knows, whether he understands or not, but he is hearing with rapt attention and he is serving, he is asking permission. Anugrahena Asranvan Manohara. Ta Anupadam Visranvata. Not even Sranvata, Visranvata. That means very specialized, very attentively, with rapt attention, very humbly, meekly, really want to know how to progress. That's why when the 4 months they left, what did he do? When we are in that situation, we will not be able to do. But he was able to do even at that small age. His mother passed away, but he could do continue exact instructions as it is without any deviation. He is able to do. And Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. These examples are given, and we are just reading this morning also. We are discussing the Daksha, not the Dhruv Maharaj, when he is returning, when he was, Uttama was killed, when he returned from after got the blessings from the Lord, and he received the blessings and he got the protection. Then he saw that his brother was killed. Uttama went to forest by Yakshas. Then immediately he ravaged to fight with Yakshas because without any proper this thing they killed Uttama. So he went to fight with Yakshas. Their examples are given that this is in relation with the chanting of the holy name. How the person, the devotee who has practiced sincerely, dedicatedly, with the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, uh, and chanting the holy name regularly and receive the blessings of Vaishnavas and Guru and Supreme Lord, how he will be protected. Mountain, the demigods are seeing, the Siddhas are seeing, and they are seeing mountain of rains, heavy showers of rains of arrows. So many, not even one extra. It's almost like he's lost. They're thinking, oh, alas, Dhruva is going to be lost. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting and Prabhupada is commenting. This is the devotee. Mountain, example is given as mountain. Mountain doesn't get sinked by the so much shower of rains. However, it may rain, mountain is always strong. Same way, the devotee, even though others may sometimes, yes, the when the rain comes, all the dirtiness will be washed the same way. Now, Dhruva seeing this so much showers of rains coming from so many extras, rather he ignited fire in his heart. Rather, all the whatever little bit laziness, whatever this thing was there, it was washed away, and now he is even more vigorous to fight. He cannot be lost. He will not be lost because he's been protected by Guru and Vaishnavas and devotee. Narada Muni blessed him, and then Prabhupada, the Supreme Lord has given blessings. So he has full protection. And the further example is also given the rain of showers, and then it is also given is almost lost, like the sunrise example, a sunset example is been given. Sun is arise and then sun is set. It's almost like sun is set, now the is going to be lost. When sun is set, what happens? It is almost like going into the back. If you are on the ocean front, you will see that it went to the ocean or merged into the ocean. But actually, for devotee, yeah, he'll never be lost. He will always be protected, despite any other things are there, some mistakes or whatever. But Lord is always protecting as long as he is sincere, like Dhruva Maharaj, like Narada Muni, like Prahlad Maharaj, like Pandavas, like Hanuman. So all these examples are given to give us faith, to strengthen our process, what we are following consistently day after day. We must follow those. Sayev sadhu prasangam ajaram pasam sayev sadhu sukrutu. So we have to associate with those who have developed strong attachment, and try to avoid prajalpa, try to avoid unnecessary discussions. Only what is needed we should try to follow. Now, the chanting of the holy name, there are 10 offenses. Yeah, within the where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning Navavi with the Bhakti, and further he is mentioning Tara Madhya Sarva Shrestha Nam Sankirtan Niraparada Namalailo Krishna Prema. The one who is chanting as per out of nine, the chanting of the holy name is the topmost. One who is chanting without offenses. Now, within the 10 offenses, we all know the last one, inattentiveness. That is a focal point. I want to bring it up. This is for me and for everybody to understand these aspects thoroughly. Where Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Harinam Chintamani, inattentiveness while chanting has three aspects of it. One must carefully understand. जय जय महाप्रभु जय भक्तगण आहार प्रसादे करी नाम संकीर्तन गदाय गौरांग जय जह्नवा जीवना श्री अद्वैत जय श्रीवासादि भक्तगण is offering prayers. In ecstasy of prema, Mahaprabhu is asking Haridas, and Haridas is describing about the glories of the holy name and all the aspects. Haridas wept, and in prema, Gauranga embraced him. Gauranga said, "Where is there such a devotee as you, Haridas? You know all the spiritual truths and are all at all times transcendental to material nature. By taking birth in a low family, you have shown to the world that obtaining Krishna is not dependent on wealth, honor, family, or refinement, but is dependent on faith alone. Whoever has faith in the process of unalloyed worship of Krishna is greater than the demigods. You have understood that the name is the supreme truth, both the means and the end." And then Haridas spoke. Haridas Thakur, example, Prabhupada is quoting in the purport also comparing how devotee is strong. He is greater than demigod. There's a verse that we may not have time in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna directly describing the greatest quality of an exalted devotee, greater than the demigods. He is speaking. Haridas Thakur is saying to Sanatana Goswami in Puri and to Gopal Bhatta, when you travel to South India, you taught the importance of performing one's chanting without inattention. Inattention is counted as one of the aparad. Even one successfully overcomes all other offenses in chanting. One is chanting continuously, love of God may not come. One should know that the reason for that is one committing the offense known as pramada or inattention. This offense will block the progress to prema. Pramada may mean madness, but here the meaning is inattention or carelessness. It is from this offense that all other offenses spring. The wise men recognize that this is important. There are three types of this inattentiveness. What are those? First one is indifference or no attention. Second one is laziness. Third one is distraction, attraction to other objects. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur further elaborates on this point. We have to patiently listen and we have to try to follow if you want the mercy of Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. By good fortune, and Srila Prabhupada, it is coming through Srila Prabhupada. By good fortune, after getting faith, a jiva will take up the name. By chanting regularly, counting on a tulasi mala carefully, he will develop attraction for the name. However, until that attraction has actually developed, one must be very careful about how one chants. Naturally, the common man having attachment to material things will be attracted to these things even while chanting. Though chanting japa daily, if his taste is elsewhere, he will show indifference to the name. The first aspect is mentioned out of three: indifference, laziness, distraction. First topic of indifference. His heart will not be absorbed in chanting the name, but in some material object. How can that benefit him? He may chant 64 rounds, counting strictly on his japa beads, but in his heart he has not received one drop of taste of the name. This indifference or apathy towards the name is one type of inattention. In the heart of a materialist is unavoidable. If indifference or lack of attraction for the name is present, one should take association of Vaishnavas. It's so important, so important. But when in the association of devotees, what we are going to discuss, that is also very important. Many times we may miss that point. We take it for granted. That we should avoid. For properly chanting in some place sheltered from the material influence. By chanting in that situation, his absorption in material things will be reduced. Being inspired by the conduct of the Vaishnavas, he will give up that fault. Gradually, the heart will give attraction for the name and will be anxious for the nectar of the name. The advanced devotees have recommended that one live in a place where Krishna had his pastimes, near Tulasi, in the company of Vaishnavas, and gradually increase the period of chanting. Quickly, the taste for material objects will go. Another remedy is to carefully chant in a room by oneself with the door locked, or concentrate on the name by covering the eyes, ears, and nose with a cloth or the like to prevent stimuli from the exterior. Carefully chanting in this way, an attraction or taste for the name will develop and indifference will be suppressed. This is the first indifference aspect. Now, coming to the laziness aspect, the second aspect, Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So, Sri Prabhupada is giving us this. If one chants with a sluggish mind, or after chanting a little, one has to stop before finishing his round. It is called laziness. From this, one's taste for the name cannot develop. The remedy for this is to take association of Vaishnavas who do not waste time in material activity. Such an important. Again, the remedy for this is to take the association of Vaishnavas who do not waste time in material activity, but constantly chant and remember the holy name, being absorbed only in the name. One should follow in their footsteps. When one sees how the true Vaishnava or Sadhu does not waste time in useless pursuits, he will develop a taste to do likewise. In his mind, he will think very good. By this, enthusiasm will come to this lazy mind and he will overcome the offense of laziness or inertia. One will become determined to increase his chanting every day. By this eagerness in his rounds and by the mercy of the devotees, the offense of inertia will quickly go away. Now, further, the next aspect of inattention, the distraction aspect has been mentioned. One should be very careful to eliminate the third type of inattention or distraction. From distraction, all types of inattention are born. This fault resides in attraction for women or men in case of women, and wealth, attraction for material success or victory, desire for position, and the cheating propensity. If one has attraction in any of these categories, one will naturally be inattentive to the holy name. One should be careful to eliminate these fixations by following the proper Vaishnava behavior. On Ekadasis and appearance days, one should stop thinking of eating and all day and night chant in the association of devotees. In this way, one will joyfully engage in devotional activities, listening to scriptures of the Lord in association with the Lord's servants in the Lord's Dhamma. Gradually, the bhakti portion of one's mind will increase and the mind will rejoice in hearing topics about Krishna. The higher taste will come and the lower taste will go. Upon hearing songs about Krishna from the mouths of pure devotees, one's mind and ears will taste the real nectar. So we can understand these three aspects of uh, indifference or no attention, laziness and distraction. And the last aspect, distraction. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving that point of in Chaitanya in Sikshastra. Everything is saying not, no, no, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamai, mama janmani janmani iswari, bhavatat bhaktir ahai tuki tvai, ahai tuki undeviated, uninterrupted. Let me become the servant of servant and always continuously serve. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budo. Krupaya tava pada pankajasta dhuli sadrisam vichantaya. So one must take the dust of this lotus feet of those exalted devotees. So Prabhupada, so we have to beg, really beg and cry to come to this mood, attitude is Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing. Now, in this verse, few things are mentioned about the controlling the speech, controlling the and mind, because strong urges are always pushing because of the past sinful activities, past lives. We have to. So there in Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that a transcendent Lord Krishna is mentioned. Transcendently, who does not completely control his words and mind by superior intelligence, will find that his spiritual vows, austerities, and charities flow away just as water flows out of an unbaked clay pot. Nice example, and Prabhupada elaborates on that. When a clay pot is properly baked, it holds any liquid substance without leakage. If a clay pot is not properly baked, however, water or any other liquid within it seep out of to be lost. Similarly, a transcendentalist who does not control his speech and mind will find that his spiritual discipline and austerity gradually seep away and are lost. Dana or charity refers to work performed for the welfare of others. Those who are trying to give the highest charity by preaching Krishna consciousness should not engage in speaking cleverly for the satisfaction of beautiful women, nor should they attempt to become artificially intellectual simply for the sake of mundane academic prestige. One should not even think of intimate sexual relationships, nor should one daydream of for acquiring prestigious position. Otherwise, one's determination to strictly practice Krishna consciousness will be lost. As described here, one must control the mind, senses, and speech by higher intelligence so that one's life will be successful. So, all these things must be understood. We have to take everything in a positive angle. Sometimes the Prabhupada is very strong, and his disciples may be strong, but that doesn't mean we run away. That's why Prabhupada is saying rascal or why Prabhupada is saying man animal. Sometimes, those who are not serious, they run away. So, but that is not the main goal. Is how to take positive things from the instructions and understand and apply it, if possible. If not, leave it. But running away is not going to help. So further, it is mentioned about the same aspect. Being surrendered to me, one should control the speech, mind, and life here, and then through loving devotional intelligence, one completely fulfill the mission of life. Now, the 2 points are there. The chanting of the holy name we chant, but the three sandhyas we chant the Gayatri, the morning and afternoon and evening, and sometimes afternoon while being at work, most of us in IT. So we may do afternoon and also in the evening together. What to do? Not supposed to be done. Some leeway is given by some Vaishnavas. So Gayatri is to bring that we have Sravanam, we have Smaranam or Mananam and Dhyasanam. Three aspects. So in that way, so we are bringing because the goodness, passion and ignorance as the time goes in the day. So we have to bring that consciousness. While chanting, consciousness is going into different direction. So we have to bring that consciousness. The contemplation, meditation is there through Gayatri mantra. Not only Brahma Gayatri, but further aspects. 7 Gayatris are given in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sri Prabhupada. We received Brahma Gayatri, Guru Gayatri, two of them, Gaur Gayatri, two of them, and Krishna Gayatri, Kama Gayatri. Total 7 of them. So it gives the perfection. But the chanting of the holy name Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the topmost. But Gayatri is bringing that to consciousness, more personalizing it, more intensifying it so that we chant better. We develop that personally, Krishna is there and feeling it, loving emotions. That is the main purpose of Gayatri, to bring forth the actual intensity of that loving relation with Krishna. But Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is topmost. That's why they will ask you at second initiation. At least I have been asked, why do you need second? Do you think that Harinam is not going to liberate you? Harinam is not enough? Is that's why? Why do you need a second initiation? So we have to know. Otherwise, it's important, very important to know. So that's why here Prabhupada is mentioning here, but in this verse purport, you see that seemingly explaining that Kashyapa is the impersonalist. Rather, is not Prabhupada wanted, I think, put it from the Acharya's commentary to show that we shouldn't be impersonalist. In that context, Prabhupada put it. But Kashyapa, otherwise, how will the Lord will be born? So Aditya, so many. Lord also born as Vaman, Deva, and so many. One can develop loving devotional intelligence by perfectly chanting the Brahma Gayatri mantra awarded at the moment of Brahman initiation. By clear intelligence, one becomes naturally and spontaneously disinterested in the rewards offered by mental speculation and fruitive activities and takes full shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So already time is up. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Many aspects we couldn't cover. But what to do? Time is limited. Thank you. So we are discussing here Canto 3, Chapter 14, verse number 32. अत उपस्पृश्य शरीरं प्राणान् आयम्य वाग्यथा जायान् जजाप विरजम् Brahma Jyoti Sanatan. We discussed the glories of the holy name and the three things we have to avoid: inattentiveness, which is coming from indifference or inattention, laziness, and attraction to material things. From Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Harinam Chintamani, chapter 12. And then we discussed about the controlling the mind and speech. And now we are discussing about the Brahma Jyoti Sanatan, last line. Uh, so, what is this effulgence? So, Bhaktivinoda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita about this, and in Srimad Bhagavatam. ब्रह्म अंग कांति तांड्रा निर्विशेष प्रकाशे सूर्य येन चर्म चक्षे ज्योतिर्मय भासे. The manifestation of the impersonal Brahman effulgence, which is without variety, is the rays of Krishna's bodily effulgence. It is exactly like the sun. When the sun is seen by our ordinary eyes, it appears to consist simply of effulgence. So this is what is excellent. Further, beautiful description is given where Prabhupada is given nice purport also in this. This is in Canto 2, Chapter 9. Beautiful description what Lord Brahma has seen. Shyamavadata Satapatra Lochana Visangavastra Surucha Subeshasa Sarve Chaturbaha Unmishanmani Praveka Nishka Varna Suvachasa. Very nice verse. Shyamavadata Satapatra-lochana Pisangavastra Surucha Supeshasa Sarve Chaturbahavunmishanmani Praveka Nishka Varana Suvakchasaha. The inhabitants of the Vaikuntha planets are described as having a glowing sky bluish complexion. Have you heard that? How beautiful it is. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha planets are described as having a glowing sky bluish complexion. Their eyes resemble lotus flowers. Their dress is of yellowish color, and their bodily features very attractive. They are just the age of growing youths. They all have four hands. They are all nicely decorated with pearl necklaces with ornamental medallions, and they all appear to be effulgent. Please repeat. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha planets are described as having glowing sky bluish complexion. Their eyes resemble lotus flowers. Their dresses is of yellowish color, and their bodily features very attractive. They are just the age of growing youths. They all have four hands. They all are nicely decorated with pearl necklaces with ornamental medallions, and they appear to be effulgent. Prabhupada gives nice Prabhupada. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha Loka are all personalities with spiritual bodily features not to be found in the material world. We can find the description, the revealed scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. Impersonal descriptions of transcendence in the scriptures indicate that the bodily features in Vaikuntha are never to be seen in any part of the universe. As there are different bodily features in different places of particular planet, as there are different bodily features between the bodies in different planets, similarly the bodily features of inhabitants in Vaikuntha are completely different from those in material universe. For example, the four hands are distinct from two hands in this world. Further, Prabhupada gives a nice explanation on this in one of the class on this. What is this Syamavadata? Prabhupada gives Syamavadata, Syama Sundara Krishna is known, therefore Syama Sundara. This is the sky color, you can understand, because the sky has no own color, because the color of Krishna is spread as Brahma Jyoti, that is being reflected in the sky. This is the color of God, Syama Sundara, therefore called Yam Syama Sundaram Achincha Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Premanjana Churita Vilochanena Bhakti Vilo Santa Sadeva Hrudesh Vilokayam Syama Sundaram Achincha Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. So we can see at least the color of the Lord. Here it is said sky bluish. How can you deny? Who can say that I have not? You have seen just like the sunshine. Sunshine is whitish. So in the sunshine you can see the whitish color. So you can at least imagine what is the color of sun planet, what is the color of predominating deity there. A little intelligence is required. So if the sky, when the clear sky, you see the bluish sky, that is a reflection of Krishna's bodily effulgence. यस्य प्रभा प्रभवतो जगदन्त कोटि कोटिषु अशेष वसुधादि विभूति विन्नं तद निष्कलम अनंतम अशेष भूतम गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. In the Brahma Jyoti there are many universes. In that Brahma Jyoti Jagadanda Koti, the sky's bluish effulgence is there. Above this material sky there is another sky whose reflection you can see little, just like outside there is a brilliant light, so you can get little reflection within your room. Similarly, this universe is dark and covered. It is covered, round and surrounded. But outside the universe, or this universe is floating in that effulgence, it is reflected. The sky is reflected bluish. This is so-called scientist challenge. Here is this description in Srimad Bhagavatam. See, you can clearly see why Lord is bluish black. Color, that bluish color is representing in the sky blue. Why sky is blue? This is the answer clearly directly by Sri Prabhupada himself is giving this wonderful explanation. Now we understood Brahma Jyoti. Now there are offenses, there are sinful activity, and what is the root cause? The sinful activity is generally transgressing the rules of the government, transgressing the laws given by the mankind, laws given to mankind, transgressing the laws of the dharma, or the rules and the prescribed in the shastra given by the Manu Samhita. And that is generally sinful activity. Chaturveda, four kinds of sinful activity: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxicant, no illicit sex. That we know. And then offenses. Offenses is you are giving really especially blaspheming, knowingly committing, knowingly blaspheming someone. That's why knowingly committing a murder, first degree offense, second degree offense, all these are there. Because knowingly committing, giving, hurting others, especially to the severely, even minor also it will come under offense. So as well as the 10 offenses chanting the holy name we know, and then in that also first one is blaspheming the devotee. Second one is thinking demigods, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva are equal to or independent of Lord Vishnu. Third one is disobeying the orders of spiritual. So everywhere you can see the personalities behind, means you are basically directly offending the devotees or demigods or Lord Vishnu or Guru, which is then how to contract. There are various methods. Srimad Bhagavatam describes where one commits many offenses are there, 64 offenses are described, but at least we'll try to understand how we can contract at least some. It cannot be contracted. Already it is been asked by Parikshit Maharaj, and Sukadeva Goswami started giving, you can perform austerity, you can know. There clearly written, Tata Agavan Rajan Puyeta Tata Adibihi. So, another mentioned Sura Kumbam Vivava Nishpunanti Rajendra. Nishpunanti. Nishpunanti means purify. Nishpunanti means it cannot purify. Rajendra. Sira Kumbam Vibhav. It is like a cleaning the liquor bottle. However you clean, even with Ganga water, it cannot be clean. It cannot be purified. Liquor bottle. Same way, the through austerities, we will not be able to purify the actual inside desires, unwanted things, the offenses in the heart. It cannot be created. Prarabdha, Putam, Bijam, four kinds of sinful activities. Uh, are there now, and then offenses, especially Vaishnava Aparad is the greatest. So there it is mentioning in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shpopad is giving, quoting Jiva Goswami and others, where in the Skanda Purana Avanti Kanda, so no, if one commits any offenses, one must read one chapter of Bhagavad Gita, one chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Further, it is mentioned Skanda Purana Avanti Kanda. There is injunction stating that one who reads 1,000 names of Vishnu can be released from all offenses. In the same Skanda Purana Reva Kanda, it is said that one who recites prayers to Tulasi or sows a Tulasi seed is also freed from all offenses. So that's why Tulsi Maharani is worshipped. Many places you mentioned, not one place. Offering obeisance to Tulsi Maharani, simply seeing Tulsi Maharani, giving Tulsi plant to others. Obviously, we should explain how to take care of them, how to pluck the leaves, and what mantra and production, and offering obeisances, and offering arati, taking the arati, anything to do, because by her mercy only we will be able to chant properly, we will be able to develop taste and serve Supreme Lord. There is no way we can serve. Lord doesn't even accept our offering without Tulsi. So without Tulsi, because it is her mercy that in Vrindavan she is the one, she is the Vranda Devi, she is arranging everything, Radha Krishna's pastimes. Even Lord Shiva takes our instructions and Purnamasi's instruction, then dips in Manasarovar, then becomes Gopeshwar Mahadev. So to be in the Rasa Leela with Lord Krishna as a gopi, he cannot be any other. Unless one takes that form of gopi, he cannot be in the Rasa Leela with the Lord Krishna. There is the highest rasa, highest form of highest ecstatic loving relationship. One cannot come to that unless he is purified, is in that same mellow and rasa. So that's why Lord Shiva also wants to be with Lord Krishna in that rasa, and he has to take instruction and mercy from Tulsi Maharani and Purnamasi, which is Yogamaya, internal potency of the Lord. Further, then why Prabhupada has established Saligram Sila? This is very also one important aspect. Many aspects are there, but one important aspect is this: one who worships the Saligrama Sila can also be relieved of offenses. Yes, this is one of the main thing in main temples. Some of the main temples, especially in Sridham Mayapur, Vrindavan Dham, Saligram Silas, specifically Mayapur, Prabhupada has said, okay, given to Grace Jananivas Prabhu, was worshipping. If you see Lord Narsingadev deity, underneath there are hundreds of Shaligram Silas, Narsinga Shaligramas and others. So because it will remove offenses, everyday bathing and taking the Charanamurti relieves all kinds of diseases also. Shaligram Shila, by simply worshipping Shaligram Shila, it cures it by it's equal to worshipping all deities through Shaligram Zila. It is worshipping all deities also, and that is also mentioned. And generally, that is another way. In another place mentioned by Abhishek 16 Upachara to the deities. Also, we get relieved of the offenses, simple activities. Further, it is mentioned in Brahmanda Purana. It is said that one who worships Lord Vishnu, whose four hands bear a conch shell, lotus flower, club, can be relieved from the above offenses. In Adivaraha Purana, it is said that a worshipper who has committed offenses may fast for one day at the holy place known as Saukarava and bathe in the Ganga. In this way, we can see various ways to counteract the offenses. Now, we will understand the serious offense and how to get rid of all offenses, by whose mercy we can get out of offenses. That has been explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, directly showing his own example. Is not own example, is giving, directly instructing in Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is in the Madhya Leela, part 3, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, Veda Vyas of Gaur Leela, chapter 22. It has been described. Very serious statement. You will see, you will be stunned to hear. सुलपानि समयदि वैष्णवेर निंदे तथा पीह नासपाया कहे शास्त्र वृंदे. Even if someone on the level of Lord Shiva blasphemes a devotee, he will soon be destroyed. This is the verdict of all scriptures. Repeat that again. Even if someone on the level of Lord Shiva blasphemes a devotee, he will soon be destroyed. This is the verdict of all scriptures. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking. You can understand the seriousness of gravity of Vaishnava, especially Mahabhagavat, pure devotee of the Lord. And for any Vaishnava, for that matter, any living entity, but it goes higher and higher. Offense goes higher and higher. As the say, because the Lord, the Akinchana Bhakta, they have given everything. Lord, they may accept, they may be okay. They will not take as an offense. But like Haridas Thakur, so Prahlad Maharaj, they didn't take offense. But even Srivas Thakur. But Lord Chaitanya has taken very seriously because offending his devotee is a serious, grievous offense. That's why here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very seriously instructing. Sinful people who ignore this fact and blaspheme devotees suffer the punishment of providence birth after birth. What to speak of others? Even the mother of Gaura Simha was not exempt from being considered as an offender of a Vaishnava. Annera ki daya, Gaura Simhera janani, tanhare o Vaishnava aparadha kari gani. Actually, it was not even an offense, yet the Lord treated it as an offense. Why do people call him Advaita? What displeasure prompted Mother Sachi to call him Dvaita? So this whole pastime, but I will not read the whole pastime, but I want to come to that how to counteract the offenses. There Mahaprabhu further later on after explaining why Sachi Mata has been not given Krishna Prema because she out of fear of losing because Viswarup, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's brother Viswarup, who is not different from Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who left because he was closely associated with Advaita Acharya, is not different from the Lord. So Lord Balaram, so that he left. Yeah, various reasons are there, but Sachi Mata felt very much, after many, 8 children or 10 children, all passed away, all dead. This is the first time Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata had son of Sankarsana, Balaram, Sisru, and then Viswambar, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of long time. So that's why they didn't any mother generally in that way. But he was associated with Acharya and everybody else. They couldn't find. He couldn't find anybody pure devotee. You couldn't find. Everybody was speaking all mystic perfections and speculations. Only Advaita Acharya used to speak the pure devotion. Lord Shiva and Sadasiva and Mahavishnu incarnation. Then he used to hear and associate with Advaita Acharya, glorify Advaita Acharya, and finally one day he leaves home, goes. So then that's when then Sachimata was very distraught and he tells he's not Advaita, he's Dvaita. That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't say directly, she kind of felt like that, said that word, then immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that as an offense. It's not serial, but Mahaprabhu wants to show. So now let's see what Mahaprabhu says further. So Mahaprabhu is the Viswambara is the crest jewel of omniscient person. So he knew that further delay will produce many more people like this because people may criticize or Lord Advaita as Lord Krishna or may think or may not think that he is a Vaishnava. So and then offense make offenses against him. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want to teach that. He therefore awarded punishment to his own mother in the presence of Vaishnavas headed by Advaita. A Vaishnava is unable to protect any of his followers who engage in blasphemy of Vaishnavas. The deliverance of even a person who whose followers engage in blasphemy of Vaishnavas is doubtful. If he is highly qualified, then he can protect himself. But if he is weak, then he falls down along with his followers. Who can understand the punishment awarded by Lord Chaitanya? He cautioned everyone by using his own mother as an example. Chaitanya danda bhuji bare sekti kara jananera lakshe danda karila sabha. Eva jana advaitera Vaishnava balite ninda kare danda kare mare bala mate. One who does not accept Advaita as Vaishnava ultimately blasphemes and offends him. As a result, that person is properly punished. Gaur Sundara is the supreme controller and lord of all. To be known as his follower is a great honor. Sarva Prabhu Gauranga Sundar Maheswara Yei Bada Stuti Yei Tahar Anchara. Now further, now the actual instructions coming now. नित्यानंद स्वरूप यही से निष्कपट हना कहिलेन गौरचंद्र ईश्वर करिया. Without reservation, Lord Gaurasundara addressed Nityananda Swarupa as Ishvara, the Supreme Lord. Advaita Prabhu is a servant of Sri Gaurasundara. Sri Gaurasundara is addressed Sri Nityananda Prabhu as Iswara. Those who identify Advaita Prabhu as Krishna are certainly envious of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prasade say Gaurachandra Jani. Nityananda Prasade say Vaishnava Rachini. By the mercy of Nityananda, one can know Gaurasundar, Gaurachandra. And by the mercy of Nityananda, one can recognize the Vaishnava. It's a very important aspect. I'll read this again. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Leela, part 3, chapter 22, verse number 135. Nityananda Prasade Sei Gaura Chandra Jani. Nityananda Prasade Sei Vaishnavera Chini. By the mercy of Nityananda, one can know Gaura Chandra. And by the mercy of Nityananda, one can recognize a Vaishnava. Clearly given. Now further. By the mercy of Nityananda, one's offenses are destroyed. And by the mercy of Nityananda, one attains devotion service to the Supreme Lord. I repeat that again. This is 136 verse. Nityananda Prasade Sei Ninda Yaya Kshaya. Nityananda Prasade Sei Vishnu Bhakti Haya. By the mercy of Nityananda, one's offenses are destroyed. And by the mercy of Nityananda, one attains devotion service to the Supreme Lord. You can see. By the mercy of Sri Nityananda, the offenses committed by those wicked persons who eulogize Advaita are destroyed. Simply by the mercy of Sri Nityananda, one's inclination towards the service of the Supreme Lord is increased. The servants of Nityananda never engage in blasphemy. Day and night they happy seeing the glories of Lord Chaitanya. Ninda nahi Nityananda sevakera mukhe. Adar aharnisha Chaitanyera yasha gaya sukhe. Nityananda bhakta savad dike savadan. Nityananda bruttera Chaitanya dana pran. The devotees of Nityananda are always cautious. Those servants of Nityananda Prabhu know only Lord Chaitanya is their life and wealth. Less fortunate people are not able to become the servants of Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy one can understand Lord Gaurasundar. Anyone who hears topics regarding Vishwarup becomes Lord Ananta's servant. Nityananda becomes his very life and soul. E jana sunaye Vishwarupa akhyana. See Hai Ananta Das Nityananda Prana. There is no difference between Nityananda and Vishwarup. Mother Sachi and some other soul person know this fact. In this way, we can understand how to contract the offenses. So that's why one must offer prayers, obeisances, pradakshina, water to Tulsi Maharani. It's a very, very important process to purify. That's why yani kani cha papani brahma hatyadikani cha tani dani pranasyanti pradakshina pade pade. Huh? By simply doing four pradakshina we should do and offer water 3 times and take the dust of the Tulsi Maharani where the mud is there planted and put it on our head. So take the dust because Vrunda Devi's dust is supremely powerful and merciful. And simply pray. So then we can contract the offense, and then Lord Nityananda Prabhu is clearly directly stated here. By Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we can contract the offenses. Mm. By his mercy, those devotees of Lord Nityananda, they will be very cautious to blaspheme anybody, any living entity. Forget about devotee, any living entity. So, because that is the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. He has given mercy even to the Jagai Madai, who has tried to kill him. They throw, he got the blood oozing. He hit with a big thing, and then Lord Nityananda was blood is coming, but still Lord Nityananda would rather told, do you think that by hitting me, by giving me pain, this by oozing this blood, giving me this, hurting me, you think I will not give you the Krishna prema? So this is the Nityananda Prabhu. So that's why we can understand that mercy of Lord Nityananda. Then we will be very careful not to commit any offenses. And follow in his mood. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. So this about Sita Maharani we will discuss tomorrow, hopefully on actual day of Sita Maharani, which is Tuesday, May 10th, in another class because that itself is the whole topic. Jahnava Mata and Sita Maharani. Andra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Hare Krishna.